And recently, joining the Star Wars team, I've worked closely with Mark Boudreau to create our new Mission Fleet line of vehicles for kids. I've been designing the child products very quickly, and now I'll be leading the future design vision for the vintage collection, which I'm so super passionate about. And so, yeah, we can't wait to share some exciting new toy news with you today.
Absolutely. So yeah, this live stream will follow a similar format as our last one. That Pulse is kind of, nicely shaping up here. We'll certainly have some product reveals. We'll reveal some new content on Pulse, and we'll have some other great news. And it's fantastic that we have Emily here today as the design vision for the vintage collection, because the first thing that we really want to talk about is the vintage collection. As we always say it, I've said it, we've said it in the past, we definitely know how passionate the vintage collection fans are. And honestly, we've seen this over the past several weeks. So the first thing we wanted to do is we wanted to thank all of the vintage collection fans out there, and especially the dedicated fan sites who have started the campaigns and the petitions. We've seen those, absolutely. We appreciate the enthusiasm for the line, and we have some exciting news to share with you guys today. So we're excited about it, and I'm sure you will be too. Now, obviously, anything we reveal here on the live stream today has clearly been in the plans for some time, but we love your excitement. We're going to continue to expand the vintage collection line moving forward with some great new items. So we're excited for what we have to share today and for the future of the line moving forward. So, of course, we put the vintage collection up front on top first today. We're going to kick things off with our several vintage collection reveals, multiple. But we also do have a key piece of news for the vintage collection at the very end. So stick with us. We're doing our vintage collection reveals up front, but don't drop off because we've got some great news at the end. And obviously, as we always say, we want this to be a conversation, and we mean that. We read through all the comments last time. So tell us what you think and comment down below. So let's kick it off. Let's get into it with our first reveal from the vintage collection. Now, just in case, for any newer viewers of the live stream who might not be aware, we always want to be sensitive to that. The vintage collection is our 3 3/4 inch fan-focused line. The original scale of Star Wars figures all the way back to 1977, 77, 78, super articulated with a high level of deco and detail. Now, one of the things that we talk about is the fact that obviously the vintage collection is a significant line with well over 100 figures by now. Therefore, we've heard from you all, we've gotten feedback from you, the fans, that it's nice to have smaller collections within each line and different crews or teams that we can build on over time.
And our first exciting reveal of today is a member of a heroic crew of true rebels. So we have a few members of this team already in the vintage collection, and we're so excited for this next one. He's one with the Force, and the Force is with him. It's Chirrut Imwe, and here he is.
Yes.
So we were able to really push the boundaries with this character, taking inspiration from his dynamic movements in Rogue One. He features a smaller ankle design, and we got back to rocker ankles. Here he is. You can see him. We got back to the rocker ankles, which are critical to the poses that he needs to achieve for his monk-like fighting style. We offered a soft goods skirt that enhances the mobility of the poses you can do with him, and we created detailed accessories, which actually can also swivel and articulate. So finally, we took advantage of our photo real face technology. And actually, this is the first Chirrut at any scale with photo real face deco, so go TBC. Available for pre-order tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Pulse and most major retailers, and on shelf later this fall.
That's awesome. That is definitely a great addition to the line. Love seeing those Rogue One characters and can't wait to see more. Okay, so that was a fantastic reveal, but we have been talking about the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back since New York Toy Fair in 2019, 16 months ago. Well, fans, this is it. Today, we are revealing the final items in our 40th anniversary collection that will be out this summer and fall before we move on to more amazing things later this fall and into 2021. So if you were hoping for Empire Strikes Back's items, today's the day that hopefully those hopes and dreams come true. And in fact, our next reveal is actually, in my opinion, our biggest and coolest reveal of the whole day. So again, it's all up front. I personally mentioned in the past that the vintage collection is my favorite line, partly because it's the scale that I played with as a kid. I'm dating myself a little bit, but also largely due to the world building. A big part of world building is play sets. Our next reveal is our next vintage collection playset. It's the Bespin Carbon Freezing Chamber. It's so big, there's like not room for me and the playset in this screen. This is actually here in May, roughly the anniversary of our return to playsets in the vintage collection last year when we released the Jabba's Palace playset. That item saw great success and established a model for us to build on.
So based on that, we took an even bolder risk here, and we were able to deliver something larger. This playset features multi-tiered levels of scenes you can build out from the movie. With our previous Jabba's Palace playset, we had started playing with expanded modularity. With that one, it allowed you to alter the build of the playset based on your shelving setup. And if you had multiples, you could further build out your scene. And we've taken that to the next level here. If you have 2 of these playsets, you'll have the ability to complete the full freezing chamber scene. Now, one of the things that I personally love about this item, it's very photographable, and it was designed around that. So we love the iconic scene of Luke silhouetted climbing the stairs to confront Darth Vader. We used mixed materials to play around with the lighting in the playset. Any lighting that shines through the stairs will really catch that orange acrylic and set this scene up. And so we just can't wait to see what that enables you to do with photography. Now, there's a lot to this scene, and we really wanted to do it justice. And in doing so, we focused our resources primarily into the environment for this item. But the Bespin playset does come with the following figure, and it's exclusive to this offering, a classic Imperial Stormtrooper on a new Empire Strikes Back card back.
Nice.
We've seen how popular Stormtroopers are with collectors, and you'll need more Stormtroopers to complete this playset scene. We also wanted to expand beyond that classic New Hope film out with a film out specific to this scene from Empire. So in terms of packaging for this playset, the movie scene continued to inspire us. We went with the blue-orange gradient, playing off of the iconic palette of this scene and the smoky atmosphere. Our team had a great time creating movie scenes in the vignettes of the packaging. And outside of the barge project, this was the largest number of figures that we've done in a diorama scene since the return of the vintage collection. So get excited, guys, and we can't wait to hear what you think, so please let us know down in the comments. You know, the one bummer of this item is that we couldn't include Princess Leia in the group shot because we haven't had a screen-accurate Bespin Escape Leia in the vintage collection. And, you know, we couldn't really just come in with something inaccurate, but that brings us to our next reveal. It's Bespin Escape Leia.
Great.
Yeah, she's going to be great. So as soon as we started planning the Bespin playset, we knew we needed to get this version of Leia into the line. So she uses some parts from our Hoth Leia figure, but she also has pretty significant updates, including a new torso, new lower arms and lower legs, feet, and most importantly, a nice new head sculpt with a nice portrait. This portrait, we pushed the hairstyling and we made her buns and braid a separate piece to get the dimensional detail and have it hanging freely from her head. And finally, we treated it with a wash deco to pick up those jumpsuit sculpt details. And now the release details for these items. Both are available for pre-order tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Pulse and most major retailers. So get your pre-orders in. And the playset will be on shelf later this fall. And Bespin Escape Leia will be on shelf spring of next year. And just a quick call out on this one, guys. I'm sure you've noticed it already, but since Leia won't be out until next spring, these are digital renders and not photos of a physical sample. And while the digital renders look really great, we can't wait to show you the images of the physical sample too, because they're going to look even better.
Absolutely. Now, fans, if you'd like to learn more, we actually have the latest in our Toy Timeline series on the history of Bespin playsets from the Kenner days to now, culminating in this latest offering coming to Pulse Unboxed in the next week or two. So stay tuned to that. Tune into Pulse Unboxed, and you'll see it up here in the next couple of weeks. All right. So that's it for our vintage collection reveals. 3 great new items in the line. But again, as mentioned, we've got one more great piece of news for vintage collection fans at the very end. So stick with us. And of course, we also have some amazing new Empire Strikes Back 40th reveals in the Black Series. Now, again, as you probably know, but in case there's some newer viewers, the Black Series is our other fan-focused expression with 6-inch figures, highly decoed, detailed sculpts with super articulation. And this is actually the first time that we're talking with you all in this live stream format since the reveal of our new Black Series line look a few weeks ago. Honestly, we've been so excited about that new packaging look. We've obviously seen it kind of for the past year. We couldn't wait to reveal it. And